Some things you can't control. I mean, you step on somebody's foot and roll an ankle. That is what it is. But I think when you've had little nicks here and there, you got to learn how to take care of those, and you got to develop a routine that warm up properly after practice, whether it's in the weight room or the training room. You do a shoulder routine that protects your shoulders. I think those little things add up after a while.
Okay.
I think for those of us who are laymen, we're impressed by Luke Bryan. We're sort of on the surface of what he did last year. As a coach, when you get inside the film, what are the areas where he can make that jump now?
Well, honestly, Luke, I don't know if Luke has a big-time weakness, but he's got to improve everywhere. I think that's a good way to put it. He's a really good athlete who really understands football. Probably the worst part of his game, I don't know if it's a weakness, probably the worst part of his game is the pass rush. But overall, he doesn't have a glaring weakness in his game. But it's all about having a mentality to improve each aspect on a daily basis.
So what's he do best?
I think, honestly, the best thing he does is instinctively run to the ball. He's got a really good feel for angles. He's got a really good feel for knowing when to hit his gap, when to fall back. Has a good feel when to take his shot. And that's easier said than done. The great example is Levante David. He just had a feel for when to shoot a gap and when to stay alive and work over the top of things. And Luke's got a pretty good feel for that.
How many guys on the team get to the ball faster than Ryan?
Probably not a lot, in all honesty. And I think, like I was saying earlier, Seb, I think the best thing he does is he knows how to get to the ball. Sometimes it's not the fastest route, but he always knows how to get there. And I think that's when you're playing defense, everybody's got a job. There's 11 gaps. You've got to have 11 hats in each gap. But at the end of the day, the ball is the object. So sometimes my gap's not threatened, I get to the ball, and it takes some guys longer than others to figure that out.
Do you feel like Kolarovich is caught up already with the other guys, or is there still some work to do?
Oh yeah. I mean, as far as the knowledge, the understanding, he is. I give Northern Iowa a lot of credit. They trained him pretty well, so he understood football. And for me, teaching him really was about teaching him a different language. When you learn new defense, it's kind of like learning Spanish.
Yeah.
It means the same stuff, but we say it different. So that was the biggest thing with him, was the terminology and a few different techniques. But he had a good feel for that.
Thanks, Barrett.
Coach Frost has talked about Will Honus being out for the year. What can he do behind the scenes to help the position group?
Well, right now he's our signaler in practice, so he's doing that. And the good thing with Will is, as much as he can, he's going to be around the meeting rooms, and hopefully when he has free time in the afternoon, can help sit down, watch tape with guys, because he's been here for a while now, and he knows the way I want to do it, and he's got his own twist to it. And I want those guys to, each have some ownership in their routine, and he can just have another voice, another kind of sounding board for those guys.
Is he at practice every day, or is he off doing?
He's pretty much there every day right now. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Barrett.
Barrett, can you speak to the intensity and physicality of practice 4 days in? Are you throwing a lot at him in terms of that?
Yeah, I think scheme-wise, it's probably as much scheme as we've had in over a few days, and they've handled it well. I was saying earlier, it's a pretty veteran group, so these guys understand how they need to work. I think young guys are still learning how to practice, how to prepare. I think the first group has a pretty good feel for that, and now it's a matter of making sure that everybody's at the same level.
Got the pads on? Was today the first day or second day?
Second day and half pads, no full pads quite yet.
As a coach, you got to love hearing that sound, though, right? After the off season.
Yeah, I mean, it makes everything cleaner. Sometimes more fights and scraps happen in shorts because guys are going hard, and you hit somebody where you're not supposed to hit them. Pads kind of solve that problem, so it cleans it up a little bit for coaches.
Thank you.
Okay.